The long-running NCIS franchise, a cornerstone of CBS's programming for over 2 decades, is facing a turbulent period that has left its dedicated fanbase reeling. Despite significant backlash over recent creative decisions and scheduling changes, the network's latest updates have only intensified the sense of dismay, making what was already a concerning situation exponentially worse. At the heart of this discontent is the treatment of the critically and commercially successful prequel, NCIS: Origins. The show, which delves into the early years of the beloved character Leroy Jethro Gibbs under the mentorship of the legendary Mike Franks, had been a bright spot for the franchise, successfully exploring the backstory of its most iconic figure. The series had, over 2 seasons, carefully built the world of the Camp Pendleton office, introducing new characters and weaving intricate relationships, most notably the compelling will they, won't they dynamic between a young Gibbs and his love interest, Lala. Season 2's finale finally rewarded viewers' patience with a sweet and satisfying kiss, seemingly setting the stage for a deeper exploration of their relationship and the origins of a significant, yet tragic, chapter in Gibbs's life. However, this moment of narrative bliss was immediately overshadowed by a devastating announcement from CBS, casting a long shadow over the show's future and its ability to tell the story it had so carefully set up. The downgrade that has sparked this latest wave of frustration is the severe truncation of NCIS: Origins for its 3rd season. While CBS had already confirmed the show's renewal for the 2026-2027 cycle, they simultaneously revealed a drastic reduction in its episode count, slashing it from 18 to a mere 10 episodes. This decision effectively cuts the season's potential output in half. In an era where network television has long prided itself on delivering 18 to 22 episodes per season, providing a deep and immersive storytelling experience that streaming services often cannot match, this move feels like a significant betrayal of the format's core advantage. The reduction robs NCIS: Origins of the breathing room necessary to develop its characters and plotlines at a natural pace. For a prequel that must navigate a predetermined canon, the audience knows that Gibbs and Lala are not together in the original series. A shortened season creates a frantic and potentially unsatisfying rush to conclude their story. The very romance that Season 2's finale worked so hard to establish now faces the immense pressure of having to be built up and tragically dismantled within a fraction of the time. The downgrade just got exponentially worse, because this isn't just a reduction in quantity. It's a direct threat to the narrative quality and emotional payoff that the series had been promising its viewers. This decision has been met with considerable backlash, as it feels like a cynical cost-cutting measure that sacrifices storytelling integrity for the sake of a revamped, and arguably less fan-friendly, scheduling strategy. The situation is further complicated by CBS's new programming strategy for the franchise, which compounds the disappointment surrounding the episode cuts. The network has decided that both NCIS: Origins and another spin-off, NCIS: Sydney, will share a single 1-hour time slot on Tuesday nights. NCIS: Origins will air its truncated season in the fall of 2026, occupying a later time slot at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Once its 10 episodes conclude, it will be replaced in mid-season by NCIS: Sydney, which will also have a shortened season of just 10 episodes. This arrangement is a clear downgrade from the traditional model where a successful show is given a dedicated slot and a full season to grow its audience. By effectively having the airtime for these series, CBS is not only limiting their episode counts but also limiting their potential to establish a consistent and lasting presence in the network's lineup. This sharing strategy, while perhaps intended to offer viewers more variety, actually dilutes the impact of each individual show. It treats NCIS Origins, a show that was performing well and had found a passionate audience, as a temporary placeholder rather than a flagship asset. The fact that this decision was made, despite backlash from fans who clearly value these expansions of the NCIS universe, demonstrates a disconnect between network executives and the audience. This move feels like a significant downgrade, not just for the prequel but for the entire franchise expansion, signaling that CBS may be more interested in maintaining a brand block than in nurturing the individual stories within it. The frustration over these downgrades is amplified by the overall state of the flagship NCIS series, which is facing its own set of challenges that create a broader context of unease for the franchise. While the mothership is still a solid performer, its ratings have seen a significant dip, hitting some of their lowest points in its over two-decade history. Season 22 saw episodes, including the otherwise strong Sticks and Stones, post historically low viewership numbers. This decline, coupled with the controversial cancellation of NCIS Hawaii, despite comparable ratings, has led to a palpable sense of insecurity about the future of the entire universe. The franchise is undergoing a period of intense transition. The long-gestating NCIS universe is now reliant on a flagship show that is still finding its footing after the departure of Mark Harmon's Gibbs and a spin-off strategy that appears increasingly fragile. Furthermore, the flagship itself is not immune to turmoil. The recent death of director Leon Vance, a character who had been a cornerstone of the show for years, was a not his choice departure for actor Rocky Carroll, a decision made to create shockwaves. This was followed by a season 23 finale cliffhanger involving a shooting that leaves the fate of Wilmer Valderrama's character, Nick Torres, in question, with the star himself teasing major changes that people might not like for season 24. These events point to a creative environment in a state of flux, where the stability that once defined the NCIS brand is being replaced by a sense of volatility and drastic storytelling pivots. The convergence of these events, the downgrading of a beloved spin-off, the financial and strategic compression of the franchise's expansion, and the creative upheaval within the flagship show, paints a troubling picture. Fans who have remained loyal through numerous cast changes and format shifts are now being asked to accept a future where their favorite spin-offs are truncated and their flagship is perpetually on the brink of radical change. The backlash, therefore, is not simply about one show having its episodes cut. It is a reaction to a perceived systemic decline in the franchise's quality and respect for its audience. The NCIS franchise built its empire on a foundation of consistent, character-driven procedural storytelling. The current decisions, however, seem to prioritize cost efficiency and schedule restructuring over narrative depth and fan satisfaction. As NCIS Origins faces a rushed conclusion to its central romance and NCIS prepares for a potentially divisive season 24, the franchise's ability to weather this storm is in serious doubt. The downgrade is not just about episode numbers, it's about a fundamental shift in how the network values its most enduring property, and the exponentially worse situation is the growing realization that the golden era of NCIS may be drawing to a close, replaced by a leaner, more chaotic, and less beloved iteration. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more videos.